2004 was when we had 4 hurricanes in 3 weeks. It was crazy. And I already talked about Hurricane Charley, but these next three just came back to back. So those are going to be all run together for this video. First one was September 5th, 2004. Hurricane Frances was the 6th named storm, the 4th hurricane, and the 3rd major hurricane of the 2004 Atlantic hurricane season. The system crossed the open Atlantic during mid to late August, moving to the north of the Lesser Antilles while strengthening. Its outer bands affected Puerto Rico and the British Virgin Islands while passing north of the Caribbean Sea. The storm's maximum sustained wind speeds peaked at 145 miles per hour, achieving a Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Scale. As the system slowed down its forward motion, the eye passed over San Salvador Island and very close to Cat Island in the Bahamas. Frances was the first hurricane to impact the entire Bahamian archipelago since 1866 and led to the nearly complete destruction of their agricultural economy. Frances then passed over the central sections of the state of Florida in the U.S. only 3 weeks after Hurricane Charley, causing significant damage to the state's citrus crop, closing major airports, schools, and canceling a collegiate football game. The storm then moved briefly offshore Florida into the northeast Gulf of Mexico and made a second U.S. landfall at the Florida Panhandle before accelerating northeast through the eastern United States near the Appalachians into the Atlantic Canada while weakening. A significant tornado outbreak accompanied the storm across the eastern United States, nearly equaling the outbreak from Hurricane Beulah. Very heavy rains fell in association with this slow-moving and relatively large hurricane, which led to floods in Florida and North Carolina. A total of 49 lives were lost from the cyclone. Damages totaled $12 billion US. And I guess this was 3 weeks after, from what they said, from Hurricane Charley, so maybe it was across a 5-week period. September 16th, 2004, Hurricane Ivan was a large, long-lived Cape Verde-type hurricane that caused widespread damage in the Caribbean and United States. The cyclone was the 9th named storm, the 6th hurricane, and the 4th major hurricane of the active 2004 Atlantic hurricane season. Ivan formed in early September, had reached a Category 5 strength on the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Scale, and became the 10th most intense Atlantic hurricane ever recorded. At its peak in the Gulf of Mexico, Ivan was the size of the state of Texas. It also spawned 120 tornadoes across the eastern United States. Ivan caused catastrophic damage to Grenada as a strong Category 3 storm, heavy damage to Jamaica as a strong Category 4 storm, and then Grand Cayman, Cayman Islands, and the western tip of Cuba as a Category 5 storm. After peaking in strength, the hurricane moved northwest across the Gulf of Mexico to strike Florida as a Category 3 storm, causing significant damage. Ivan dropped heavy rains on the southeastern United States as it progressed northeast and east through the eastern United States, becoming an extratropical cyclone. The remnant low from this storm moved into the western subtropical Atlantic and regenerated into a tropical cyclone, which then moved across Florida and the Gulf of Mexico into Louisiana and Texas, causing minimal damage. Ivan cost an estimated $18 billion US in damage to the United States, making it the 5th costliest hurricane ever to strike the country. We didn't get hit too badly by this storm, but it has my nerves on edge that this is just one storm after another this year. And little did I know that come September the 25th of 2004 would be Hurricane Jean. And it was the deadliest hurricane in the 2004 Atlantic hurricane season. It was the 10th named storm, the 7th hurricane, and the 5th major hurricane of the season, as well as the 3rd hurricane and the 4th named storm of the season to make landfall in Florida. After wreaking havoc on Hispaniola, Jean struggled to reorganize, eventually strengthening and performing a complete loop over the open Atlantic. It headed westward, strengthening into a Category 2 hurricane, passing over the islands of Great Abaco and the Grand Bahama in the Bahamas on September 25th. Jeanne made landfall later in the day in Florida, just 2 miles from where Frances had struck 3 weeks earlier. Building on the rainfall of Frances and Ivan, Jeanne brought near-record flood levels as far north as West Virginia and New Jersey before its remnants turned east into the open Atlantic. Jeanne is blamed for at least 3,006 deaths in Haiti, with about 2,800 in Gonaives alone, which was nearly washed away by floods and mudslides. The storm also caused 7 deaths in Puerto Rico, 18 in the Dominican Republic, and at least 4 in Florida, bringing the total number of deaths to at least 3,025. Jeanne is the 12th deadliest storm in the Atlantic hurricane history ever. Final property damage in the United States was $6.8 billion, making this the 13th most costly hurricane in U.S. history. Jeanne took out several trees at the sanctuary and smashed some cages, but none of the cats escaped. I had to use my body as a patch in the roof of a cougar cage until a patch of wire arrived, but that was the scariest part of the damage done. I'm exhausted from being on high alert for weeks now due to hurricanes hitting Florida. I watch them for days, not knowing where they will land, and fearful for the lives of my cats and family. People are saying that it's global warming and life in Florida will always be this way from now on. I don't know how long I can deal with the stress.